Okay, everybody, this is part 2 of dividing decimals. Before, we did it when it was written as a fraction, like 3 over 4. We divided 3 by 4. We wrote it as long division. I call this part 2 because we really followed the same rules that we did before. Take this example of 4 and 64 hundredths divided by 4. The number being divided goes inside of the house, as we've been calling it. And the divisor, which in this case is 4, it goes on the outside. And now you just carry out long division that you learned probably a couple of years ago, but now we have a decimal point. So you just want to make sure you bring that decimal point up into where the quotient would be, the answer to the division problem. And we'll just do this together. You see that 1, 4 goes into 4. Okay, our steps of long division, you then multiply and then subtract, and then we bring down. And we see that 4 goes into the 6 one time. 1 times 4 is 4. Subtract again. And then we bring down this last digit here. And then we divide 4 into 24, which fits perfectly 6 times with no remainder. And once you have no remainder in this kind of division, you can stop. You want to keep going if you had a remainder. In this case, if you did have a remainder, you would then insert another 0 here to bring down with that remainder so you can keep dividing. But we didn't have to do that here. So the answer to 4 and 64 hundredths divided by 4 is 1 and 16 hundredths. One more example, 4 and 1/10 divided by 3. Again, that first decimal number you see would go inside the house. Okay, 4.1 or 4 and 1/10 divided by 3. Same steps. 3 goes into 4 one time. 1 times 3 is 3. 4 minus 3 is 1. We bring down the other digit, which is a 1. Now, you want to make sure you get your decimal up there at any point. Now you divide the 3 into the 11. It fits 3 times. There'll be a remainder of 2. Now here's a case where we have a remainder, so we have to make sure we insert another 0, bring that 0 down, so now we divide 3 into 20, which goes 6 times. 6 times 3 is 18. We subtract, we're going to get 2 as a remainder again, so we would keep bringing down zeros. But if you'll see, if you keep doing this, you will always get 2 as a remainder, and you will always have to bring down zeros. And we talked about that before, that's a recurring decimal, right? Or at least a digit within a decimal. So once you notice a pattern like that, you can actually stop. And if you remember, we have to draw a line over top of the digit that repeats. So the answer here is 1.36 with the 6 repeating, 1 36 hundredths. Okay, if you didn't get to the independent work when we did this in class, there is the slide with the information. Make sure that information is in your textbook with questions and the answers.